Newly obtained body camera video shows the interview with Kermit Acosta. He's the man who shot and killed Brad Jones of Charleston. 5 News reporter Lauren Spencer joining us now. I've been combing through documents and loads of files looking for what exactly led up to this deadly shooting. Lauren, what'd you find?
Last week, Special Prosecutor David Etheridge ruled that the shooting that killed Brad Jones of Charleston was legally justified, saying Kermit Acosta believed he was facing a threat of serious injury or death. Tonight, we're hearing directly from Acosta in his interview with investigators. This all started when Brad Jones went to a house where Kermit Acosta was working, looking to collect $2,000 for cabinet work.
I just kept telling him, I said, when you fix my cabinets, I said, I've got your money.
This is video from the scene of the shooting. In an interview with police, Acosta says Jones got in his face, blocked his truck, and repeatedly threatened him.
We were just arguing back and forth, yelling and screaming, and I told him it wasn't going to happen. When I heard we're going to whip your ass, I wasn't taking the chance.
He told investigators he was also focused on Jones's friend Jamie Fisher, who stood close by during the confrontation.
To me, there's something about that guy, that Brad had with him. I've never seen a guy, he's standing there with his hands in his pocket the whole time. Come on, man. I wouldn't take a chance.
Acosta told police he grabbed a loaded handgun from his truck, hoping it would scare Jones, saying he kept it pointed at the ground for nearly a minute before the shooting. He said he was also worried because Jones was larger than him. Fisher told investigators Jones never threatened Acosta.
He's like, why do you need a gun? He's like, I come here just to talk to you.
Jones handed Fisher his glasses, and that's when Acosta suddenly fired.
I had no intentions of shooting this guy, man. I was hoping to just scare him.
Okay.
I was hoping he'd just call me a crazy it'd be like we did before.
In the interview with investigators, Acosta asked how Jones was.
He didn't make it.
It wasn't supposed to happen.
Lavaca police first handled the investigation, but the chief later stepped aside, saying the victim was a friend. The Sebastian County Sheriff's Office then took over. Sebastian County prosecuting attorney Daniel Shue recused himself from the case, as Acosta's father is a former sheriff's deputy and his brother's a former Lavaca police officer. The Jones family is now filing a wrongful death lawsuit, saying Brad's life was taken without cause and the family deserves justice. The Atwell law firm is representing them and argues Jones was unarmed and that witnesses' statements show the killing was unnecessary and unjustifiable. Lauren Spencer, 5 News.
All right, Lauren, thanks. Appreciate that. Turning now to the first look at the forecast. 5 News forecaster Joshua Weiselin with us now to talk about a lot of rainfall headed this way.
Oh, yes, and we've had our fair share of rain with this last round. It's going to be a little bit of a break overnight tonight, and then we've got more rain on the way. I'll let you know when coming up. Right now, temperatures sitting in the 70s, as you can see, 70 in Bentonville. A little bit cooler in the River Valley, and that's thanks to the rain and the cloud coverage that we've had throughout the day today. 68 degrees in Bentonville. Here's a couple more locations on the map, so it's a pleasant evening out there. So hopefully you're enjoying your evening, and thank you for tuning in. Here's a look at what we've got. We've got those temperatures in the 50s starting off tomorrow morning. Pretty nice and cool start to the morning tomorrow for both Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Coming up, I will let you know we have another soaking rain on the way. I'll let you know when that arrives, how long it lasts, and how long these nice temperatures will last coming up.
All right, Joshua, thanks. New tonight, Bentonville City Council voting to accept a grant to build bridges on the Razorback Greenway that'll reconnect the city with Bella Vista. $3.5 million grant comes from the Walton Family Foundation. That bridge over Little Sugar Creek was disconnected after severe flooding 3 years ago. Well, the new grant will fund 2 new bridges and reroute section of the trail. Construction is expected to start in October and take about a year to finish. Continuing coverage on the investigation out into the false active shooter report at the University of Arkansas in Fayetteville. Students went back to class today after that report from Mullins Library triggered a massive emergency response. Students and faculty were urged to stay away from the area after getting that Raise Alert emergency notification yesterday. That alert also warned people to avoid, deny, and defend. University Police Assistant Chief Matt Mills says he hopes to increase gun safety training on campus after what happened. Says he encourages students and faculty to watch a training video on YouTube.
It's something that we can very easily communicate out in training and in meetings, be it residential hall meetings, Greek life meetings, anything of that nature. You take 5 to 10 minutes to watch that video and discuss that as a group will be beneficial.
Hill says they're still investigating where that original call came from yesterday and whether it's connected to similar reports at other universities across the country. New information tonight on the identity and fraud protection measures Fort Smith Public Schools taking after the cyber incident last month. The district's director of purchasing providing an update at last night's Board of Education meeting on the purchase of a protection application called Aura. As of Monday, the district had not yet signed that agreement, but they expect to be implemented by October 1st or even sooner. Initial coverage will last a year for both current and recently retired or resigned staff. It'll cost an employee $3 a month, but Aura will only charge the district for the employees who choose to sign up.
So LifeLock, they were going to make us do payroll deductions, which was going to create more work for our payroll system, which is going to be a little bit more cumbersome. And Aura is basically allows us to pay what the school is going to pay. And then if a employee wants to upgrade, let's say to the family plan, they're going to use their credit card to go in and pay that difference.
Techmeyer said he'll update the board monthly on how many staff members are enrolling in that program. The school board is also considering ways to mitigate noise impacts from the expanding fighter pilot training mission at the 188th. The board voted last night to work with the city on getting federal grant money for noise mitigation at both Orr and Carnal elementary schools. Those buildings are near the air base and are expected to deal with very loud sounds. The district expects to use the grant money for new windows, doors, roofing, and air conditioning systems that help block out noise inside those buildings. The Fort Smith Police Department announcing the creation of a violent crimes task force. That department says it's being created in response to a, quote, recent spike of violent crimes. They specifically cited recent drive-by shootings and one shooting death. A release said the task force is temporary. It'll utilize specialized officers and resources to target these violent crimes. President Trump's staff shakeup at the Federal Reserve is headed for a court challenge, and the president ups the ante in his fight against crime in Washington, D.C. Erica Brown has the latest from the White House.
President Trump on Tuesday did not back down from his plan to fire Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook. Trump claims there is sufficient cause to believe she committed mortgage fraud.
She seems to have had an infraction, and she can't have an infraction, especially that infraction, because she's in charge of, if you think about it, mortgages, and we need people that are 100% above board.
Cook's lawyer said in a statement the attempt to fire her lacks any factual or legal basis and vowed to sue the administration. Critics argue Trump is slowly chipping away at the Fed's independence. The president has repeatedly pressed Chairman Jerome Powell to lower interest rates. In Washington, as armed National Guard troops patrol the city, the president weighed extending their mission beyond 30 days, but doing so would require approval from Congress.
We'll work with Congress, or I could declare an emergency, but I don't think that's going to be necessary. We'll work with Congress. We're going to be working with Congress.
And in his latest move for his crackdown on crime, the president said the federal government would seek the death penalty for murders committed in the district.
Anybody murders something in the capital punishment.
The D.C. City Council abolished the death penalty 44 years ago, but some federal crimes in the nation's capital are still punishable by death. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
This all comes as the Trump administration is appealing a ruling that tossed out the administration's lawsuit against all 15 federal judges in Maryland. Judge Thomas Cullen rejected the DOJ's bid to limit court power in fast-moving immigration cases. The judge's opinion today framed the lawsuit as a major constitutional standoff. He said the government did not have the legal right to bring the challenge and that the judges are immune from such lawsuits. Back here at home, a desperate situation in Sequoyah County forced an assistant police chief to act quickly and pull a man from a burning car on I-40. Stigler Assistant Police Chief John Vale had only seconds to save a life. He was in his patrol car on I-40 between Sallisaw and Muldrow, transporting evidence when a driver sped past him, weaving in and out between two semis. Car crashed into the nearby woods and Vale immediately pulled over and jumped into action. Another person showed up to give him some help.
Had to take the car had to take the shoulder, and once it hit the shoulder, it started losing control. You could see dust coming up. I'm so thankful for somebody else to be there, strong young man, and that was able to grab the other arm, and the both of us jerking were able to work him free and get him out and pull him to safety.
Assistant Chief says he's not been able to find the man he saved, but a trooper says he was flown to a hospital in Tulsa and is expected to survive.